Okay. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, everyone. Welcome to the stream. How's everyone doing today? Alex, hi Keith Kuda, hi Brian, hi Thunderkeys, hi Jay, hey Alexander, Nathan, and Arthur. How's everyone doing? We are back at it after Earth. So how is everybody? Hi Derek, hi D Norris, good to see you yesterday. Hi Martin, hi Felix. Hi PF Dennis, Thunderkeys, Jokernut, Andres, Mitchell, all the people. So, hey Delmar. Hope it's okay to think. Yes. So, if you haven't heard, Charlie is gone. I didn't know it'd be this hard. So, we will be doing something for him later this month. I'll talk about it more later, but hey Steven, hey PF Dennis, hey Ram Online, hey Poity. Well, that's weird. Nightbot just came up. So, we're doing okay. We're doing okay here. It was a long time coming, and Charlie had a long, good life. So. Yeah. Hey, Laura. It's good to see you. Thank you for the hug. So. I really wasn't expecting that. Okay. That's still not working, is it, Fabrico? So I don't know what's going on there. I'm sorry, Shammy. I read the name and I speak before I think. So, okay. So the plan for Charlie is we are going to have a special. The Charlie's Angel stream this month is going to be public. It's not going to be members only. So it'll be on the 28th. And thanks to the push, I was hoping I was going to get there anyway, but thanks to Alan Mandick's push, shout out in his video yesterday, we've hit 10,000 subscribers. If you notice a little counter in the corner, that was their last stream. It was just a little smaller. I was wondering if anybody would notice it. So I'm hoping to do this Charlie's Angel stream as a charity, something that YouTube does. Once you hit 10,000 subscribers, it allows you to do a charity stream. So there's a local shelter that that is already set up in the thing that YouTube needs. So I'm hoping to get that set up. So that'll be on the 28th this month. So, hey Nappin, hey Mr. V8 Rick. Shammy, thanks for the gifted memberships. So yeah, 10,000 is a huge milestone. I'm very humbled by that. I want to thank everybody. I had no aspirations of that when I started this. So, congratulations to all the new members. So this month's, of course, like I said, it's going to be public. I'm not going to lock that down. I'm assuming that everyone will understand that. So, yeah. So today we are going to talk a little bit at the beginning here about Earth. Earth was a good distraction for me. I found out about this. Unfortunately, I wasn't home. I had already left for Earth. Charlie was doing not well, but he was still moving. He was still eating when I left. I did give him some extra pets. So, and then he ended up taking a steep, unrecoverable downturn the next day. So, what do we have here? Derek, thanks for being a member, and thanks. Hey, Mr. Joddy. Nathan, thank you. Troy, thanks for the gifted memberships. And Derek, thanks for the gifted memberships. I'm trying to keep up. Yeah, I was busy at the show. I had a good time. That was a great experience working with Alan on that Trident. We kicked butt on getting that thing done. So we were really glad. Alan here, Alan, is that right? Aaron in here is the one who won it. So congratulations. And I think Alan is glad as well that that Trident went to someone who knows what they're doing working on a printer, because there's a couple of little things that aren't done that at least we're relieved that they'll get done. Hey Jarrett, hey BBs. Brian. So RS Mix, thanks for the gifted memberships. Brian, good to meet you. Alex, thanks for the gifted memberships. I think you could use the SKR Mini on my replicator dual extruder. I don't know anything about the replicator first gen, but if it has steppers and heaters and thermistors, I'm sure you can. So, hey Peter, hold on just a moment. Let me see here. What do we got here? Hey, Mark. Hey, Little Lantern. Hey, Skyrim. Hey, Kevin. Jeff, thanks for being a member. 17 months already. So, what were the colors of the Trident? It was a space gray frame with some gray and blue parts. Alan did an awesome job on printing the parts, put his own little flair on them, and it looked really good. So, hey, Colton. Hey, Collie. So, yeah. What else went on? I want to give a couple of shout outs and some apologies. So someone gave me this and I like it, but I don't remember your name. If I saw you, I remember faces, but names are so hard. So thank you. I had a little printed, thanks for the Trident, token. What else? Hey, Gentech. Hey Gentech, I just watched your Prusa 10 mods video and was very glad to have subtitles. Polymaker gray APS and blue sparkle. Hey, my tech review. Heard your drag. Yeah, I was pretty pleased. My dragster ran well. The very first time it ran at all, aside from just making sure it went forward on the bench, was in the first race. So I was pleased it did as well as it did. So, hey, Steven. R. Chapman, thank you. I got a Trident 300 with golden frame. What colors for the printed parts? We'll see what chat says. Hey, Swiam. I just came here. What happened? The big news this morning is Charlie passed. One of the reasons I set up the Nightbot is Poity had a really good suggestion to set that up. One of those is exclamation Charlie for a quick explanation, so I don't have to repeat it throughout the whole stream. So if anybody wants to, if we can get this, oh, there we are, it works. That is supposed to be everybody can run it, but it is a 1 minute cooldown on it. So, and let's see if Discord works. Shammy, you know we all love your streams and a lot of love. Thank you. Thank you, Shammy. That's appreciated. Great seeing you at Earth. I was the one walking around day 2 with 69 meters of Gates belt. That's a lot of belt. I remember that now. There was so much that went on. I did get away a few times from the build. I helped Nero do his walk around in the Mando suit video, and then of course getting away for the drag racers. Awesome. So Nightbot just took a little bit to go. Maybe it only goes, no, because we were trying maybe it only goes when I'm live, because I wasn't live when I was testing. Jay, thanks for the gifted memberships. Say hi back for me, Shammy. Thank you. I was a little nervous being the cameraman for that. I didn't want to screw it up, so I'm glad it turned out okay. Another shout out I want to give is another one. I don't remember your name. You were wearing Hedamame headphones, and you gave me some gummy bears and an extra special prize there too that I didn't realize until much later. So huge thanks if you're on here and listening. So hey Bob, it was good to meet you. It's good to meet you. Hey Jonathan. Other things. So I want to give a big shout out to K2 Kevin, because this thing is freaking awesome. Made some of these little pendant lays with the little filament holder, but check that out. That is, first of all, phenomenal print quality. The filament swaps on that were perfect. But the little hint that I didn't get at first is there's an outline of my hex tray on there. So I got to wear this around all show. So I thought that was really cool. So yeah, that turned out really good, and I'm gonna have that around for a long time. I got laid, exactly. Hey Andrew. Hey Jeremy. Hi Ken. See you, Troy. Thanks for stopping by. And then I had my flare going at the show. So got a Grant Cat Victoria, is that right? And then the Charlie pins there, and some other pins, and this Pride pin from Cocoa Press. So, oh, and a Hedgehog mix. So I was walking around with full flare. I thought that was the Trident skirt. Nope, it was a hex tray outline. So, I'll get them both next year. Hey Cliff, you guys killed it building the Trident. Thanks. Yeah, we were booking on that, so it was good. Are pins a thing? If it's not now, if it wasn't before, it is now. Hey Bill Brothers, it's good to see you yesterday. So I went to Maker Faire Rockland, which is a local little town. It's a pretty small Maker Faire. They had stopped holding them back in 2017. So this is the first one since then. And I saw Bill Brothers out there, and D Norris, and Toxgun out there, and then just kind of visited the different displays and stuff, and hung out for a bit. Hey Scott. Hey Luke. It was an expensive trip. I also got to see Liberty Bell and Smithsonian. Awesome. On a lighter note, most used butane. Owen Nero got smashed last night. Yes, he did. I was watching. So, what else? I'm sure I'm forgetting something. It'll come up. It'll come up. I did get a, this is a, I'll be back to my Voron mug because that's my favorite, but I did get a little, Tripod Garage mug. So thanks Takuya. I'll be leaving shortly, but I'm going to leave the stream going. Hope to be back before you finish the stream. Awesome. Hey Dr. Dave, just got in and started back from the beginning, shared a few tears. Yeah. Okay, so Voron 0. I did do some changes over the off camera. So there, I wasn't happy with the way the AC wiring was going on here, and someone made some suggestions. I didn't quite go in that direction because I'd already planned on doing this. I reprinted the Wago mount here and mirrored it, and I think this turned out way better. So I got to meet me at at ERF. That's funny. What is RRF? So RRF is Reprap Firmware. So Duet's default firmware that they use is Reprap Firmware. Now you can load Clipper on a Duet board. And I have that running on one of my V2s. I have Duet 2 Wi-Fi with Clipper on it. But this one we're going to be configuring with Reprap Firmware. Hey, Baldred. Thank you. Okay. So off camera, I mirrored this part, reattached it. Everything turned out way cleaner. I used some little zip tie anchors and I attached a frame grounding point to this here. Now I've checked conductivity, and between the ground pin and every extrusion, I have conductivity, including the bed. Who's going to Smurf? That's a good question. I'm going to Smurf. What else did I do? I didn't like the silicone wires that I still had on the end stop, so I replaced them with some PTFE wires and twisted them. Last stream, we designed in Fusion 360 a mount for the SSR. I tweaked it a little bit, if anybody saw that post. The big thing I did is I got rid of the need for using VHB tape by putting a little bump here. And then if you remember on the left side of this SSR was a little indexing feature. So I incorporated that. So now it's in here. It doesn't move. It's pressed up against the extrusion. If it ever did get hot, then it's gonna have some sort of heat sinking. So, hey, Chad. Let's see. Just spent what felt like days with you installing my SB2240 and CNC tap on one of my Vorons while watching your stream on the same thing. First time catching it live. Awesome. Thanks for being here. And then I did, as part of the rewire of this, I had to change lengths on some wires. So I just went ahead and changed to some 20 gauge PTFE wires for the bed AC wiring. I did put some indicators, heat shrink indicators on the wires to show what they are. You can see one there just kind of showing the ground wire. And then routed it behind the stepper, so I don't have any AC wires going up into here. Hi, Taijin. Thanks, Jerry. What extruder is that? I zoned out for a minute. This is the Night Watch, which is an evolution of Pocket Watch. So, the last thing I did, and I just did this yesterday, is I modeled a little zip tie wire attachment point for the Z chain, so I can properly route those the wires in the Z chain with the right amount of play. That I just modeled yesterday. I'll put that out on my GitHub right away, but it worked really well. Hey, Steve. Hey, Midlife Chaos. Thank you. Hey, John. So yeah, I think that catches us up on where I am. I'm not going to run a buck converter yet. There's a jumper I can set on this is for the NeoPixels. There's a jumper I can set on the Duet here that will output board power to the NeoPixel header. I have the documentation say I have like a 700 milliamp leeway on that, which is plenty for the one NeoPixel. I have other ones I want to put in, but I need to figure out what the best solution is for wiring all of them up. So for right now, we're just going to run the Kirigami bed NeoPixel directly to the board, and then I'll figure out another thing from there. Why use such a small stepper for a bowden extruder? Because it's still running through a 5-to-1 gear ratio extruder. It's got plenty of torque. It's basically the same setup as Clockwork 2. So, hey, Danny. So today is just going to be more wiring. So crimping and wiring. So. Hey, Sean, welcome. Yeah, we're doing okay. No ground. There is not. There's a something I couldn't recite or cite the thing that why that is. I think it's at the power level. It's not required. We are still grounding the frame, the bed, all those together. So, and then to the outlet. Ground is to the outlet. So really thinking about it, I could have gotten away with just three pin Wagos on this, but I'm not sure. I'm not exactly sure what allows that. I read it somewhere, but I don't remember it well enough to recite it. Big stepper with less gearing would be better when printing fast. Now more coffee. Yeah. What else? Did I do anything else? No, I think that's all I did. So AC side of this is completely done. Kind of was looking at paths for wiring steppers, and I think what I'm going to do is I think I'm going to just solder extensions onto these stepper wires instead of putting connectors in, because everything's relatively short and there's no reason for me to have a connector on anything. So I think I'm just going to cut these and solder and heat shrink extensions onto them to get to the controller. Does your son attend the local maker fairs with you? I'm curious if he's taken any interest at all in hobby. I asked if he'd go, but it was a little early for him. I mean, I was leaving right before 10, so it was a little early for him to be actually moving yet. He hasn't realized that he has the building gene yet. I'm waiting for that to click, but I'm not pushing it. Maybe it skipped a generation. I don't know. Apparently 10 is early for a 19-year-old, Ken. Okay, so let's get to the under bed stuff. So I want to attach the bed thermistor, the NeoPixel, and the end stop. So these wires get managed and not flailing all over the place. Hey, Muzen. I just bought a Trident 250 kit considering future Tridex because of how you speak about it. Thinking Polymaker Gold ABS and Galaxy Green ASA. What frame color? Because that sounds fine. Early when I was 19, I wouldn't have gone to bed yet. Where's my wire? Okay. Let's just get this stuff over here and staged. Black, unfortunately, might swap the frame when I go do the Tridex. No, that would probably be fine with black. I don't see any reason why not. Okay, so the kit comes with all the connectors needed. So lots of pins and sticker, and a documentation card, and then all the Molex KK connectors. My kids don't get to sleep past 6 o'clock. I was working full-time when I was 19, so I always got up early. He works part-time. He works at the Chipotle here locally, but his shift is usually a 4-hour shift to closing. So it's like 7 to 11. I didn't get into building till like 29. It'll click someday. Yep. And I'm not too worried about it. As long as he's doing well in school and progressing, moving forward, then Sean, free burritos. The funny thing is, this is the kid who his entire life has said, I don't believe him 100%, but has said that he hates burritos. He won't eat burritos, which is probably a good thing. Working at a place you don't like the food, because you're not going to, I mean, one thing, you miss out on free food, but at least you're not going to gain weight from constantly having a bunch of free, basically fast food. So. Just FYI, we have crossed 1,300 serialized Voron V1s and Tridents. Awesome. 1,300 is a big number. We were at right around 300 when Trident was released, so that's good. For VT 1337. I don't know. I have an unserialized Trident. Hey, well, Jackie. Working from 7-Eleven every night kind of makes life a drag. Oh, he doesn't work every night. It's very part-time, but that's fine. Okay. I have a USB cable, a Pi cable if you wanted to use that. We're not for this build. And then an antenna, which I'm not quite sure how I'm going to integrate yet. I may mount it just up in here in the back panel, and I think it'll still be fine. I have good Wi-Fi coverage at my house. Okay, so let's put this stuff away and keep the pins out. Used to work at Chinese restaurant. Chinese fast food isn't his thing anymore. Unserialized Trident Club member here as well. I have technically 2 of my 4 Tridents are serialized. One of those is solid fork, and one of them is my original Trident, which has serial number 210, but it has a serial from when it was still V1s, because I got the serial during dev. My Space Gray 250 LDO kit Trident is not serialized, and Tridex is not serialized. All of yours Vorons are unserialized. You get one of them, Ken. Upgraded my router to a Nighthawk Wi-Fi 6 router, and it literally doubled my range. Yeah, I went to a full Unify setup here, and I absolutely love it. It is completely transformed the way I manage my network. So I want to get a Charlie pin before I submit the request. Are you going to be at any of the events that I'm at, Bartos? I don't know exactly how I can distribute those beyond in person. I know I had a person kind of relaying them from IRF. I will be at Orange County Maker Faire. I'll be at Maker Faire Mare Island on the 14th, just for the day. And then I'll be at Smurf. So. Getting a show number isn't going to make them work any better. It's not, Ken, but you do get access to some additional areas on the Discord if you care about the Discord. There are some additional channels for discussion for folks that have a serial. So. Do you gain special access to the DC or something when you have a serial? Love the duet board. I got the Charlie button from Thunder Keys. Awesome. You have your passport? I do. I have my passport. I have my flight booked, and I have my first hotel booked. I haven't booked a hotel near London yet, because we're going to spend the first 6 days in the Oxford area at one hotel, and then on Monday after the event, we're going to go to London and spend a few days there before we come home. How's Tridex doing? Back up and running yet? I haven't printed with it yet. I have been planning on it because I have a few things I want to do. But it's just a matter of getting time in between all the other stuff I'm working on to get it tuned. You just switched to Ubiquiti. My job is to buy Ubiquiti gear for all the company's offices. That was about a year ago, almost a year ago. It's Charlie Pin. Hey, Pedro. Hey, Lutien. Tell them to let you in. Unfortunately, no, I'm located in Poland, so it's far away. I'm in contact with the persons you mentioned. We'll have it shipped if you aren't planning to come up with any. Yeah, so what I'm guessing might happen is I'll bring in some, and someone, hopefully maybe going to Smurf, can help distribute them around the general EU area. The days are really short. The UK is much further north than people think. Yeah, I'm expecting cold and wet. Okay, let's go to the Duet documentation. So this is just docs.duet3d.com. I would love to do Prague, Sanity, and I am planning on doing Prague at some point. It just became way overwhelming for me. I wasn't going to get anything done if I had to integrate a Prague visit into the time that we have. So one day. But it's made a little better that I know I'm going to see you next spring. So. Okay. So we are in the Duet 3D documentation. I'm going to go over here to Duet 3 family, and we're going to do the Duet Mini 5 Plus is what we have here. So Prague is pretty fantastic. Definitely a great visit destination. Yeah. Hey, zombie. Yeah, it was good to see you too. Okay, so we go through here, and there's a bunch of hardware specs and stuff. But what we're interested in is pinouts and stuff in that. So firmware notes. So we will be loading the latest release candidate, I think it is, firmware on this, so we can use the new configurator. But we won't get to that today. So we'll deal with that next stream or the next. Okay, so here's our pinout diagram. And the things we're going to hook up right now are NeoPixel, bed thermistor, and Z end stop. So, nice to see some Duet love. I just upgraded to a 6HC and it's working great. Very quiet drivers. Awesome. I have one of these same boards running in a Voron 2. However, I have it halfway apart right now trying some other parts on it. So, hey, William Martin. Hi, folks. Sounds like I need to serialize both of my Tridents around serial 1335. Okay, so thermistors. So let's zoom in here and move around on this. So where are the thermistors? We got temp 0, temp 1. So I'm going to do temp 1 is these three right here. So I'm going to do the middle one for the bed thermistor. Temp 0 I'll do for the hot end. And then the NeoPixel connectors right here. Now we're going to power that with this little 5-volt select jumper where we can say there's a 5-volt common and we can send 5-volt over to the external in, right? So I should be able to do that, and then I can use the little bit of overhead the board has on the 5-volt rail. Dom, this is still the only place that I have set up to streaming. I really like the size of the area I have. I really dislike having to run to the other shop when I need something I don't have over here. So eventually, when I get caught up on projects, I'll be moving back to the other shop. But for now, this is this is Studio B. Hey, Mr. K. Thoughts on vaping? I don't do it. I don't care if people do, as long as they're not blowing smoke in my face. but I am the STI driver who doesn't vape. I've managed to convince Laura that I need a Trident, so saving up for an LDO kit and have my filament colors picked. Awesome. I made a mistake of showing my neighbor a glow-in-the-dark ghost kitty cat. Now I'm having to print a few more for everyone. Of course. Hey, Jordan. So I'll move back to the other shop in 3 years. I'm not putting a timeline on it, Dave. When I get caught up on projects, yeah. Right now it's super busy. Aaron, if that question comes up again, I'm going to have to mute you because I don't know who you are. I don't know if you're an actual person, but the same question twice once I've already answered it. I hope you're just behind. I did, but you weren't blowing it in my face, Scott. There's some vapes that are just a voluminous cloud that come out, and what you were using wasn't, so it didn't bother me. Oh, something I completely skipped my mind. We do have the Polymaker filament giveaway. The link is in the pinned post in the description, same as every stream. I do the giveaway at the 3-hour mark, which is 2.5 hours from now. Have to be here to win, so that. And if you're really interested in buying Polymaker filament, there is an affiliate link in the description. Heard my name, I was like, what did I do? Oh, another Aaron. I just didn't saw it. Okay, thanks. That's fine, Aaron. I just, when that comes up like that, I got a question. So no worries. and no problem. I'm just gonna hide that last comment. Although I turned moderation off and apparently that doesn't do anything. Aaron, thanks for becoming a member. Okay, so we're back here. So we know where our bed thermistor is going. We know where the NeoPixel is going. The next thing is the end stop. Now, end stops, I'm pretty sure are these general IOs down here in the corner. Now we can confirm that because the documentation is pretty good on this. If you go down, just keep scrolling, it has a description of the connections. So if we go into these out, so we have like, there's out 0, which is the bed. We have out 1 and 2, which are higher current outputs, usually for your extruder. Hot end is what I meant. Hey, Pezlis, welcome. Is there any best recommendation for CAN looking to build a new Trident with CAN and want to see which board will do best? Find the one that has the documentation that you are most comfortable following. What is the reason some say this is best for Clipper? What is so different? The board quality on the Duet stuff is really high. High quality control, high amount of testing. They don't go through a ton of revisions. So that's probably the benefit there. The IOs over here is what we're going to look at next. So out 0, and then it'll say intended to drive a bed heater. Out 1 and 2 intended for extruder heaters. Out 3 and 4 intended for PWM controlled fans, which will be important. But if we come down here, we should have IO. So right here, IO 0, 1, 2, 3, and 4, these are for end stop switches. Z probes, filament monitors, and other low voltage IO functions. Each connector provides both 3.3 and 5 volts. The inputs will tolerate up to 30 volts with 10K series resistors. The outputs are yada, yada, yada. So we are going to use, we're going to probably just use one of these. I'm just looking to see if any of these others look like they'd be easier to use, but these 5 pins, the only end stop we're going to be plugging in is the Z because I'm going to set up sensorless for X and Y. So I guess we'll just use IO 0. Hey, Ronald. The Duet guy said you can also run unofficial Clipper on this board and they'll continue to support the hardware. Yeah. Okay, so if we are going into IO0, which is going to be this one right here, which is that one right there. That one right there. So then I've got a very short thing right here, but I'm probably going to put one of my little cable anchors, little zip tie anchor right there. So this can just go here and kind of plug in right there. So I think I can cut this. Let's cut this right about a little long, just so I can get to any of those. I sewed off. IO. Funny, Andrew. Yep. Okay. Cut. It's done. Damage is done. Double check IO0 because it may overlap with panel do. I'm not going to be running panel do. But if it would be easier to run another one, I can plug it into any of these and just reconfigure it. I can go any of these, this length of wire will plug into any 4 of these. I don't have any other end stops that'll be installed. So get a couple of these. Just I still need to, and I haven't done the proper research on it. I still need to see if I can use that V0 display, the simple display with this setup. Okay, so 2 pins. And 5-pin connector. It's going to plug in right about like there. Does anyone know what the thread size is on a Revo nozzle? My nozzle got stuck and galled up the heatsink threads. Is that an M4 on the Revo? Hey, measure once. 90 watt is enough. So Brian, the only reason that this little 90 watt power supply is enough is because I have an AC bed, which is getting powered or controlled by this little Cridum SSR. So that's the only reason that this should be enough, is it just has to power the steppers and the hot end. So okay. Crimpers. There's the crimpers. Yeah, nope, that's not them. Where are the crimpers? Oh, there they are. That's the other thing I don't like about this shop, is I don't have proper tool storage. I'm curious about the reason for running Reprap, just so the printer isn't network dependent. Nope, because I have 26 printers running Clipper, and this will be number 2 running Reprap Firmware. I don't know what the exact number is, but it's somewhere around there. It's to give myself experience with Reprap Firmware, more importantly, show you the setup for Reprap Firmware, learn it together, and to give a little support to the Duet guys, because Tony and crew are awesome. That's another little bit of IRF is Tony and I put he built a Tridex. He emailed me saying, hey, I want to build an IDEX or Tridex. I think it was like beginning of September. He emailed me saying, hey, I want to build this. And then less than 3 weeks later, he posts on Twitter, it's built. Now, in between there, he had tried to send me an email, but he forgot to hit send. It was in his drafts. But holy moly, he got that thing done and printable in like 2 weeks. From deciding, hey, I'm going to build this, to having something that was working. Anyway, he flat packed it to bring it over. So before, I think it was Friday, setup day, before heading over for setup, we went over to his hotel, and in the lobby, it was only an hour and a half to get that thing almost all the way back together and running. That's 7 more than the last time you counted. I think I'm right around there, but I couldn't, like I said, that was off the top of my head for the joke. New members only thread storage. Between the wife and I, we're at 16 printers, I think, with a +1 to the Cocoa Press coming. Nice. Yeah, and he didn't do a regular build. He customized it. He used I think he used some variation of boop and did his own thing on a couple of stuff. It was really well done considering the time it was spent, and yeah, it was pretty cool. Where did that other pin go? Oh, there it is. Many more printers. The tough part is almost all of my printers are custom, so I don't want to get rid of them. Okay, so here we're going to look at this pinout. So the pinout here, all we need is the IO in and ground. So if we look at this, it's going to be these 2 pins, ground and IO in. Super generous of you to pitch in and help me and acrylic get that Voron build done. I was happy to do it. He was a great build partner. It was a lot of fun. So okay, so that is the 2 furthest away. So it's going to be, it's always easier to visualize. Oops, and I didn't do that on. I put this here and kind of visualized where these were going to go. Doesn't matter which goes where because it's just a switch, but it should go into those 2. The middle one and then the next one further away from this connector is what I'm seeing. Did you pick up a Recore board? I did. I have a Recore A7. Now that's a long, not a long story, but that's an interesting journey in my Recore stuff, because I spoke to Elias at ERF last year, and we talked about Recore I think A5 or A6. A6 was just coming out or something, and I was talking and wanted to check it out because it's different. It's integrated. It's got its own MCU integrated. It uses a core or a spot on the Cortex die for the motion processing, and then it has a little STM chip for IO and PO or temperature sensors and PWM stuff. And so it sounded neat, and it sounded like something I wanted to give it a try in a printer. So the plan was to get a Recore and put it in Micron when I was doing the Micron build. So he shipped me one, and it never arrived. And so I was getting to the point where I had to finalize the configuration for Micron, and it hadn't arrived. So I got all that done. And then like 2 months later or something, it showed up. So it never got into a build. So then my plan was to build this controller test station that I have in my mind and partially designed. So that is where I'm going to test the A7. So I got an A7. We're going to test it. That's going to be my motivation to get that done. And we'll do a look at what it takes to configure that and get it running on that. So, so yes, I have a A7 is the short part of that. And I have too much printing hardware. I always remember that Steve exists. I have all the printing hardware now. The IO on this board is so customizable. Yep. And that's one of the nice things about these is they're very versatile boards. Did you see the Positron V3.2 by LDO? Yep. And I will be building one on stream. So that is upcoming content, is the kit build of the Positron. Now details on that, it's going to be fun, but that's to come later. Let's see, Earth was a ton of fun. Joe Prusa is super nice and easy to talk to. Joe is, I handed him a Charlie pin, and this was the party night, and we didn't really talk about it there because it was busy, and I just kind of handed him a pin. But the next day, I kind of mentioned why I handed him a Charlie pin, and I knew that he would have, I had a feeling that he would have some understanding, considering his dog Buddy, and he did. He had some very, very special words around that I was very touched to hear. Just basically along the lines of, you've brought Charlie to an audience and he's going to be remembered, type stuff. I'm trying to catch up on JH. I do have a Discord. Did someone? Yep, Nathan did it. Awesome. I'm sorry, but I think it's time to fix Jason's Voron. What's wrong with Jason's Voron? I'm going to see him at OC Maker Fair. We're sharing a booth. So Voron is going to, I'm going to be the representative for Voron at OC Maker Fair. And Tox is going to be there with me as well. But if there's something I need to tweak on Jason's Voron, I can do it then. The next decade. Thank you for subscribing. We're at 10,009 now. Plans for the next generation of Trident. There's a few little things, but nothing like hugely changed yet. Without a doubt, I don't even like cats, but I love Charlie. Thank you. What is going on there? Message, hold on. Why are messages being deleted? I didn't tell Nightbot to do that. I'll have to tweak those. Sorry, Ram. Is Max coming to Bay Area Maker Fair? I don't know. I'm gonna be, like I said, I'm gonna be there on the 14th. OC Maker Fair is the 21st, October 21st. I have not fixed the one that got destroyed in shipping. Okay, so this is going to go right here. Okay, we've done one connector, and it's been an hour. I kind of want to wait to see if LDO. That's probably a good idea, Sean, because I'm fairly certain that's the plan. They wouldn't do that if they weren't planning on including it in their kits. I do have the Tri-Bent. That's the one you were talking about? Yes, I still have Tri-Bent. Okay, let me see if I can fix this Nightbot thing. Give me a second. Let me turn this off, because I do not want it doing things that I haven't specifically told it to do, even if it's trying to be helpful. So let me see if that works. So I've disabled all that stuff. So let's see. New bot needs put in its place. I tried in the same color scheme as Tribent, but not bent. I was a bit nervous bringing it to Earth, but it survived. Awesome. Focus. Focus. Kind of figured the stream coming back from Earth and all other considerations, this wasn't going to be a super productive stream anyway. But I hope that's okay. Since this was leading anyone trying to clear a Prusa Mic 4 clog, if you have to reheat it, don't melt the thermistor. Ooh. Okay. And then we're going to place this guy probably right there. And then these guys that keep getting caught in the extrusions are going to go around here and follow this same thing. Now, before I was going to run them under the board and stuff, but that's when I had the AC lines squeezing through here, and I didn't want to run these parallel to those for too long, any longer than it needed to. Have you ever heard of Eugene Berger? Nope. Mastermind, my condolences for your loss. My only suggestion is to remember him not as he was during his last stint, but as he was in his prime. Yeah, and that's, so the Charlie's Angel stream this month, it's going to be public. Everybody's going to be able to join. It's going to be announced. The whole point of that stream, I don't know how long it's going to be or whatever, is we're just going to go over like clips and stuff, memories. I might have a minor project to just kind of keep my hands busy for that day. But there's going to be a community post. So I'm going to do a community post, and I'm going to ask everybody to post a timestamped link to your favorite moment from the 2 years of me streaming and Charlie being on the inserting himself on the streams. So that's going to be the big thing, is remembering all those things. Pezlis, thanks for becoming a member. And Bartos, thank you for the Trident Repair Fund. Tribent Repair Fund. What are some other 3D printing fairs on the East Coast other than ERF? So the Coney Island Maker Fair was this weekend. But I don't know other things. Someone else might have suggestions. I spent hours watching your previous Trident stream, so I feel like I know you already. First, I'm super sorry. Thank you, Kevin. Now a completely random question. Have you ever heard? Nope, I haven't heard. Oh boy, I don't think that would be an easy stream. It will not be, but I want to do it. So, as a magician, past a few years ago, we are a spitting image of him. Oh, really? Not just in looks, but in character. Well, thank you. I like the Easter Bunny, Charlie. I still have those ears. Okay, that there, and then I think I want to, is there any reason not to twist these? I kind of want to. All of these are gonna, I'm so tired of those getting caught. So those are finally gonna get snipped, snip, because these ends keep getting caught on things on the frame. So let's do this and grab my drill. Honest opinion on the ERF rebranding to 3D Printopia. I like the idea of why they're doing it. I'm not 100% on board with the execution, but that's fine. I think the name's a little corny. But I get the idea. I get why. Me as the Polymaker affiliate. The Polymaker affiliate link's not working? I'll have to look at that later. Back to here. It's working for me, works. Okay, so don't know that I have room here. Maybe I do. Yeah, I think I do. I'll put that right there, I think. Have you heard of NH3D's Core XY conversion, Ender 3 NG? That's my current build. The project is very well put together. I have not heard of it. Won't open for me. Weird. I have not heard of it. First time he's on perimeter under us and Steve going, he doesn't do that. Yes. This in here. Probably put that right there is probably a good spot. If you use Raspberry Pis for your setups, what do you use to power them? It depends on the setup. I have some printers with a little Meanwell 5-volt power supply in them. And there's some of them get powered off the controllers. Depends on the configuration. I'm building Enter NG as well. At least have a plan. All parts already came. If someone wants to post that in the stream chat channel and tag me, that'll remind me to check it out after stream. What did you send me, Shammy? You sent me something earlier. Oh, awesome. Hey, Brian. It was very nice to meet you this last weekend. You were all over the place as a volunteer. I got the volunteer shirt and I helped a little bit, but I felt like you were everywhere helping, and that was awesome. Someone mentioned a possibility of a Texas Reprap Firmware. Not sure how influential that mention was last night during Neon. I did see that mention. It'll be interesting if any others pop up. Are those wire management tabs printed? Yeah, I've shown these on stream before, and they're out on one of my GitHubs, either the Voron users or on mine. It's just a little zip tie thing that I modeled a good while ago, I think pre-Voron. But it just gives a quick little anchor point and VHB attached. Hey, Phil. You'd recommend adding a 5-volt PSU to a printer or adding a buck converter from 12 to 24? If I had a choice and I have the space, I would prefer a power supply to a buck converter. If I don't have the space, then a quality buck converter. These Tobsons seem to be pretty good quality, but it's kind of big, and but Thunder Keys would go with a buck converter. Huh? The quality one, yeah. Volunteering was a lot of fun. I feel like it helped me meet a ton of folks. Yeah. That's awesome, Shammy. Building a Trident, need to choose between Orbiter 2 and Galileo 2. Galileo 2 is doing good. It's doing good, and it's pretty reasonably priced, I think. I think it's less than 40 bucks. I don't know if that was intro or what. "3D Printopia is a better name to me. Going to all the cons and trade shows over the years, if it doesn't sound fun to the outside world, they won't show up." And that's what I get that completely. I get it. I agree. Okay, I am going to throw zip ties in these, but with the expectation that I may find wires later, then I need to run through them and redo them. But this will help me get this going. If you can find G2s right now. Yeah, I think they're being restocked. I don't know what the status is on that. Okay, so I think right about there is fine. Volunteering is a fantastic way to introduce yourself to new things. Is the stream dropping out? I don't know. Is anybody else getting things dropping out? I'm saying excellent connection. Is there a Trident style skirts for V2? The Galileo 2Z setup, when you put it on a V2, does allow the default skirts are based on the Trident skirts. So that's what you saw. Is I have a V2 that I've shown on stream that has the Galileo 2 Z drive setup. Had a minuscule drop. Okay, so we're gonna put this in. Literally flew off the shelves, the first batch. Convert my 2.4 to them when I can get them, just cleaner. It buffered, huh? Weird. My connection, I have a dedicated streaming ISP because my cable connection that I was using before was buffering often. So, okay, so that's gonna go like that. Let's just get these snipped out of the way. And then I'll probably put another one right here, because there's not going to be anything in here. So I think that'll go there. Congrats on 10K. Thank you, William. The G2 drank Red Bull. They didn't last long. Okay, that's good. 90% of the time it's DNS. I'd be curious what, I don't know what the total is. If you add up the 80 tooth pulley, the 20 tooth, the little belt, I mean, all the parts of a Z module on a V2, if you're starting from scratch, I wonder what the cost difference is. Now, the honest answer on Galileo 2Z is you're not going to see a performance, any noticeable performance increase from it. So if you're expecting huge increases in print quality in your Z, you're not going to see that. It is a clean look. It gives you more space underneath the printer and the electronics area. That's especially useful in things like a Micron. You technically have a finer resolution, the 9:1 instead of 4:1, 5:1. Yeah, it's 16 tooth pulley, huh? 5:1. Okay, and then this is going to go over here and plug into the NeoPixel one is, which one is it here? It is the inside one. That's shown right here. Inside one right there. On a larger V2, I suggest readout Worm Gear Z. Not going to drop no matter the size. I have not tried that. Okay, so I want to make sure I have plenty of extra wire here. This is going to go right about there. So I want to untwist these and get my little labels, heat shrink labels here that are on the ends. Okay, push these back. So I keep my wire identifiers, basically. I like the Galileo Z mod for the ability to use Trident skirts. Yep, that's a valid reason. And a valid reason is just try something different, too. I do that all the time. So cut that right about there. Only V2 things on my V2 is going to be the frame. Built a 2.4 this week, new to 3D printing, but it seems like a fun way to learn a bunch of new skills. Was a blast. Awesome. Was inspired by these streams after YouTube recommended one. Awesome. I appreciate that and glad to help. Hi, the Elder. Welcome back here on the YouTube. It is less stressful to build a Voron like live on site. Yes. To increase quality, it's just a because I can. Absolutely. We do all kinds of because I can stuff. Okay, let's see. Something I've found, and I don't know if I've mentioned this before, this is 24 gauge wire, but stripping the PTFE line stuff, it's so slick. I'm using the 26 gauge spot on my cutters here, and I'm not stripping any of the conductor away, but it works so much better if you don't like clamp down on it, just kind of until you feel it cut the insulation and then pull off. That works well for me. So 3 pins. Steve didn't appear stressed. Mandic, on the other hand, I don't think he'll ever do that again. It is a challenge to do a build. The Voron team did it at Rocky Mountain Reprap Festival, and I didn't get much involved. We had a lot of hands in on that, so I didn't need to. But it took a lot of hands the full weekend to get those done. Hey, John. Ditto with the PTFE wire. Yeah. Mannix said never again. The shout out in his video is unexpected and it's hugely appreciated. It did give me a big push to 10K, which I was expecting to hit it before I needed to for the charity stream I want to do. But now I don't have to worry about it. I can just get that scheduled and set up now. So nice that the Mini has normal size stepper connectors. The 6HC uses another size up, and it takes creativity to get crimpers on normal size wires. I haven't seen the 6HC. I was caught off guard when he included me in the video. And there were, I mean, the Mitch and other folks that helped coordinate that and get it going. Okay, 3-pin. Are these the ones you're talking about? Or does the 6HC use more of these? Because this is like the heater connectors. Is that what it got to? Hey, Johnny boy. Hey, Poity. Okay, so pinout on this is 5 volts, data, and ground. Hold this on here. I want to kind of get this set up. So that'll be 5 volts, data, and ground. I think I'll just let those twist around. Okay. Hey, Jaeger. Hey, Cowboy 1. Stepper size 2 for the HC. Okay. I have another controller that uses JST VH. Honey Rook enjoyed the Trident cage. What's that? Oh, is that, did you have a rook inside of a trident at the show? Hey, additive. So my friend went through Mandic's video frame by frame and pulled out 11 pictures of me and Laura at the table checking in. I did say VH. Hey, Biney. Okay, let me get my crimp on here. Just gonna crimp these and then get them lined up. No, I don't carry VH. You're gonna make me carry VH parts. I wouldn't worry about that now. Thanks, Colin. Interesting choice for a controller board. What other choice is there? If you're gonna go Reprap Firmware, you gotta go with the original. Thanks, Biney. My rook. Have to ride inside Aaron's trident to fit in the car. Oh. Thanks, Major Gamer Geek. Okay, where are we at? So this is gonna go in here, and the connector that way is 5 volts. So that'll be, oops, that goes there. So that's 5 volts in there. Middle one is gonna be data. And the last one here is ground. Those made it all the way in. And that's gonna go there. There. Okay. I'm planning to take only pink lemonade K3 back. Trident caught me by surprise. Hey, tripod. Cheers. Think the Duet and Reprap deserve a stronger presence in the community. Yeah. West 30 had a road made an all protopasta nebula that was pretty. Ooh. Okay, that is there. Now we have an end stop. And then all of these will be managed, and then I can work on extending stepper wires. So I was gonna go middle. So that would be this guy right here, right? Yeah, so this guy right here is T1. So I think I'll just go into this same thing here and then just hop over to T1. Thank you for being a member for 9 months, and I missed, oh, thank you for the gifted memberships. Told him that if you made one, he would have to make it pretty and sparkly. Talking about the coffee cup. Nice mug. Oh, you need to put those VHB tie downs on printables. I have a hard time finding them when people ask. I can do that. I probably should. There's a few, I think there's a couple of things that could be put into the same thing. Hey, Latian. I'm just starting a switch wire build with dual M4s, and I was wondering where I can find the side mounted spool holder and M4 brackets. Those are on my, I think they're on my Voron users GitHub. check there. Message me on the Discord if you can't find them. The only reason it's a sheer cost. Not everyone can afford, and the Reprap Firmware ports are only third party and not sanctioned. Love my Duet board, but it's an investment. Absolutely. So Clipper is fine. Reprap Firmware is fine. I wanted some variety here. I wanted to cover it. So that's why we're where we're at. And how are we doing? Are we going to hit 300 likes by the giveaway time? We got to keep the streak alive. Tink Airden, thank you for becoming a member. Only now see the Nightbot with the message that Charlie has passed away. Really sorry. Thank you, Lewis. By the way, did you notice that in them on the black and white Rook at the show? I did not. Thank you, Bloody. Marlon Wen. Hey, you never know. I mean, why not? That's... Ooh. Rook? Marlin? Maybe? Save me a pie? Because we got a Rook build coming up. Thanks for helping us load up the truck at Earth. No problem. I was glad to help. I was supposed to be helping with all the loading up, but Brian was taking all the jobs. Why did you choose that board for the V0? Because, well, for one reason is Duet did supply this board. They did not supply this board for this build. Duet supplied me a couple of boards to use in Vorons to help with configurations and stuff. It just so happens that I'm doing a V0 rebuild and it's a great opportunity to use it. So they didn't tell me I had to do it on stream. They didn't tell me anything. They were just hoping for some feedback on how it could be integrated into the design. Maybe next for the next build, which Rook variation are you planning to build? I still need to, it is a Fabrico kit. So, but I do need to kind of get caught up on that still, on what parts I need to print. So if anybody's super familiar with the Rook ecosystem and what I should print based on the kit that was provided by Fabrico, I could use the advice. So, does Duet use less space than a Pi and controller? Maybe, but you don't have the flexibility because it's all one board at that point. Okay, now this one is gonna go here and just get to that middle one. So I'll leave that labeled and cut this about there. Hey, Vaughn. Are you going to be okay printing parts for the Rook? They recommend PLA. No, because it's going to get ABS. I'm not printing that in PLA. It's going to be ABS or ASA. The big motivator there is that printer will be given away. Logistic concerns to come, but the intent is to give that printer away when it's done being built. And I do not want to give something away that could be impacted by any temperature concerns during shipping or whatever. So I ran mine on Manta but switched to Duet. Split the difference, Steve, and yield engineering PLA instead. Nope. I've already got the colors picked out. Thanks to feedback from my community post. So if you want to influence the decision, because I haven't actually started printing yet, then you can go back to that post and either post or like your favorite suggestion. but I'm pretty set on what I'm using. So it'd have to be pretty overwhelming or a really good idea for me to switch it. I did not resize for ASA based on the test prints. Try some Sparta ASA carbon fiber. We did, oh, Sparta has ASA carbon fiber? That's neat to know. I have to get some of that. But his with ABS just might need to slightly upsize the parts for it to fit. Yeah, I'll be checking all of that when I do it. I'll be testing fit before we build. So for sure I would like to use in the future. Good choice for any printer. Thanks, John. I'm pretty humbled by the sub number as well. So I was never expecting to actually hit this point. Laura says sparkly purple and just go ahead and put her name on it. Do you think the PLA can be temp damaged in shipping? I don't want to risk it. Pathetic Puma, thanks for becoming a member. Yeah, it was nice to meet Joe and the other person that was there with him. I don't remember their name, but it was good to talk to him. How about Polylight PC, but only has transparent color though? Yeah. The color choices on some of those is just too limiting. PLA is much stiffer for the frame, but I don't think you really, it's not that critical on this. Nicholas at Sparta? I don't know. Joe and Joe? It was Joe and Joe. Okay. What meanwhile PSU is that? This is a IRM series. There. That is all the stuff. And hopefully a readable format. There we go. IRM 9024. I'm actually running the 48 volt version of this and one of my Tridents for the 48 volt A and B steppers. Thanks for the good 2.4 Voron playlist. It was very helpful for the build. Awesome. Glad it was helpful, Alexander. If you do things just because, have you tried either of the CNC or carbon fiber gantry parts for the 2.4 Trident? If so, benefits. I am currently installing some CNC parts on one of my 2.4s. I have not started using it yet because I haven't finished installing it. So stay tuned for any opinions on that. But I don't have the opinions on them yet. The machining and stuff, and it's like on the mellow stuff for the VZBot, the machining was beautiful. Oops, I grabbed the wrong size. And on any of them that I've seen that I have, the machining has been pretty awesome in anodizing. Who at ERF spent time checking out the Carvera machine at Fabrico? That thing looks really interesting. Bit out of my price range, but the auto tool changer and stuff is really neat. Okay, so that's gonna go in there, and it's thermistor, so we don't care. Polarity doesn't matter. Get this. So I'm looking into the VZBot 235. Other than more hardware, what else did you need to purchase outside of the kit? I was trying to figure out the set things on LE. For the, aside from, and hopefully feedback that we've given, they'll correct the hardware shortcomings, the fastener shortcomings. I don't think I purchased anything extra except for the Pi. The Pi, I think, is the only thing that it doesn't come with. No, there's other stuff, but on the spot, I'm not thinking of it. Shoot me a message on Discord and I can try to make a little more, a little better list. I remember when CNC parts on a V2 is taboo, and maybe other things will become mainstream and not taboo too. So there's a difference. From my perspective, there's a very big difference between the mod community, the aftermarket community, and the core builds. You will not see on a V2 or a Trident the machine parts being default or required to build a Voron. That's kind of a core tenet of the project, is that these printers that we've released are able to be purchased with off-the-shelf parts. That custom things aren't required. As anybody who saw V24, that's going to get broken for that printer when it gets released. But that doesn't mean that the other printers aren't going to continue with that requirement. I think the hot end came with the Goliath, that comes with the kits. Are you still using the Micron? I'm actually in the middle of rebuilding it because I'm redoing the gantry because I couldn't get good Y input shaper results. So I'm kind of going through it. I actually was working on that yesterday. Building them in stock, using for a week and changing out what I feel is upgrades. Oh, building them. Yeah. So there are some very fun, very awesome things in the mod community for these printers. I'm very adamant about keeping the basic builds, the default builds, simple and sourceable. Okay, so that is the 3 things. We got an hour and a half into the stream and we've wired 3 things. So, but all those wires aren't flinging around now, and that looks pretty clean. It's nice and tidy. Okay, so now we're just gonna depin all of these and extend the wires. So I'm gonna do that, probably, I'm hoping, with my box of miscellaneous wires here. Just grab some PTFE, similar PTFE wire, and use that, along with some heat shrink. Finally bought the extrusions for my custom Micron yesterday. Been on work since before Micron had any kind of a manual. Fun. What else? I think it's going to be 120 by 170 or something. Okay. Have you built Whopping's clicky clacky door yet? I have not. Admit duet connectors are much easier to crimp than typical clipper board ones. I think it's pretty equivalent, but I'm pretty comfortable around these guys too. Okay, since I'm extending these to make this quicker, I'm just going to cut these and I'll depin them later. Just leaving just enough wire here for me to, get to depin them, because I'll reuse those housings. Why not use up all of those females that came in the JST kits and do extensions instead? There's no females in here. But I didn't want a bunch of extra. There's nothing that I have to worry about on this build, as far as there's nowhere that I have to run through something or whatever that I have to worry about having a connector for this. So I think the cleanest look is going to be to just extend the wires. Hey, Kevin. And hey, K2 Kevin. 2 Kevins. I earlier showed off my awesome little badge you made me. So thanks again. Heat shrink. Oh. I mean, the generic JST kits we all inevitably end up with, but get the tight space thing. And those, like someone else said, those aren't a proper connector. They're really meant for a board connection. Do I want to bother doing? I could do color. We'll see. Oh. Let's see. I learned two things today. I decided to install a Vector 3D V-Minion breakout board. Breakout boards triple the amount of crimps you make and also turns you into a crimping god. We will be doing a little custom Bowden board by Heart K in this build. I just haven't gotten there yet. Okay, I think I'm just gonna, I guess, start with that one. Is your Mercury Hydra custom parts available somewhere? Which parts? I didn't make too many for that. If you, in the description is a link to my GitHub. Anything I did for the Hydra is, that I've put out there is there. If I miss something, then let me know and I'll put it out there. Okay, let's get this. Get all of these done. Sure, what happened was gifted a membership about 5 minutes into the stream and wasn't even here. Well, welcome. Welcome, Phil. Soldering iron. Fun hanging out with you at the earths. Thanks. Awesome. All right, put that on and this. What are your favorite Bowden extruders? I've been trying to nail down something that combines pushing force with enough speed to hack PA requirements at high accels. That's a good question, James. I don't have a lot of experience with Bowden extruders. See if anybody else has any suggestions. I mean, most of my experience is in like the, or at least lately, is the M4, but it really goes burr when you get the PA values going. Pathetic Puma, thanks for the gifted memberships. I got a V0 kit, but didn't assemble yet. Can I just print the V02 R2 parts and use that, or are there hardware changes? I think the only hardware changes that you would be concerned with, and somebody can correct me if I'm wrong, but I think is in the filament runout sensor. I think everything else you should be okay. And that's optional. Let's go. Let's see if I can do this. That'll work. Did I miss something here? Is that a Puma? Hey, Kelvin. Pretty close in performance. Okay. In my head, but I found at Murph that Steve's voice in person sounds almost nothing like on streams. It's way deeper. Really? I don't feel like I talk any different. It's way different in person than on streams. Okay. Bunch of wire here that's going to match nice. It's probably the same stuff. And I betcha this is going to be enough. This one little extra here. Wish all connectors were easy as RJ45 pass-through crimpers and keystone adapters. Okay. I think, yeah, I can just do this. Yeah, you pretty much get exactly me on these on stream. Okay. Hey, projects in Dad's garage. If you have an LDO kit, look out for the power input foot. The one that GitHub was about a month ago is 2 millimeters shorter than the feet in the... Oh, yeah. Okay. Stuff. Heat shrink. Can't forget heat shrink. Dumb question, Steve builds. Bearing stacked or tooth idlers? I've done both. Either works just fine. We are doing lots of crimping and wiring. Let's see if I'm going to just go with... I may just go with black on these. I think I will. Keep it easy. Keep it a little quicker. Doing lots of crimping and wiring. Heat shrink. Have you considered using channel covers to run the wires in the extrusion across the back side? I was considering running it across the top, and then I was just going to run down this right here because I've got a bundle of wires that's going to come through from the tool head, and I figured it'll still be clean, especially I put some covering over it, and then around here to the bottom. That was my plan. And then use some of my little anchors along here and up here for those. Okay, so that's going to go there. And this is probably going to be a little easier if I get a little bit of help here. So I'm gonna put this on here, hold those, probably, I guess I'm doing the extruder first because that's the one I grabbed. Something like that. My Ender 3 switch wire conversion, I had issues with the belt trying to ride up on the side of the bearing stack, so I switched to tooth idlers. Needed to redesign a bit because of the different sizes. So if your belts are riding up, there's a couple of things. Your belt might be, depending on the brand of belt, it might not be exactly to spec. The other thing is something's not lined up right. If things are lined up right, then it shouldn't ride up. I would be correcting the alignment before I worry about redesigning for different parts. Okay, let's take this. Some of these, I know I'm gonna want a little extra solder here. Actually, I didn't actually tin that one well. There we go. Make sure I got heat shrink on there. Go. Thanks, John. I see you have some black and yellow in the black, so you're in the battery ecosystem. Oh, yeah. Thanks. AliExpress has a portable soldering station that isn't horrible that uses a 20-volt battery. Neat. What do I have? What's showing in the background? Oh, I got a bag. I've got the lawnmower. I've got the, yeah. I like having minimal variety of batteries. Does S1 know how far the numbering in the serials is by now? A friend of mine is annoying me to finally hand in my 2.4. I don't know where we're at. Sanity will know. Non-Reddit serials process. I don't have any news. Okay. So that goes there. We can throw some heat shrink onto these. Inspect. I'm not happy with that black wire there, so I'm going to redo it. Someone needs to restrict my AliExpress access. I go in stages for sure on AliExpress ordering. Yeah, this one looks terrible. In surges, I guess I should say. There we go. Yep. Much better. Okay, heat shrink that. And then let's figure out where that is going to plug in. Oops, I zoomed that in. Okay, so we have driver 0, 1, 2, and 3. What is typical output here? 0 and 1 would be A and B. 2 would be E, and 3, or A, B, Z, E, probably. 0, 1, 2, 3. Yeah, let's just do A, B, Z, E. So driver 3 is where we're going to go to. So with all this, go here. Oops. Dunk. Okay, so this is going to go here. It's going to probably go straight over like that and then down like this. Now, 3 is going to be, so A, B, Z, E. So it's just going to go right here. What do we got? You see you're using a doo-wop board. Will this be clipper driven? It will not. It will be Reprap Firmware. I think that's, maybe cut it about there. And give me some flexibility in how I route this. Cut it right there. Okay. Now I'm gonna oops. Oh, fun. I'm gonna straighten this because the twist was opposite. Hey, Michael. Is there an advantage of Reprap Firmware over Clipper? They are different. They're just different. I don't think there's an advantage in terms of performance. Clipper tends to be a little more kind of makes sense when you just look at the configuration. Reprap Firmware, you kind of got to know what the G code things are and how they're configured. You have to spend, in my opinion, you have to spend a whole lot more time looking up values and configuration in Reprap Firmware than you do in Clipper. But, and a lot more is baked into Clipper as far as like how to do, let's take quad gantry leveling as an example. There's a QGL configuration section that sets things like the tolerance that you repeat until you hit, where it probes is all in that section. In Reprap Firmware, you tell in your configuration, you tell it that you have steppers and the pivot points are at these locations, but you use a macro to run that to a tolerance. I think it could probably be argued that without going into code, that Reprap Firmware is probably more flexible in what you can do, but I'm not gonna argue that if someone has a good reason that that's not true. Because you don't have to worry about pin names. They are simpler and always marked properly. Okay, sorry, I'm spending probably a little too much time trying to get the twist on that. Okay, so that's gonna go there, and then this one is gonna be the next one we solder. Let's go here. Here. And then these cross like this. Now we're going to try to keep the same twist. There we go. We'll use this side. Keep the same twist this time. What do we got? 220 something. We have an hour until giveaway time, which means we need what? 71 likes before giveaway. Does Reprap Firmware support CAN boards? It does not support the current Clipper supported boards. They need a CAN FD chip on them, I think. The Mellow makes a Fly whatever SHT board that's Reprap Firmware. Tony from Duet had the Tridex. He was running the Mellow CAN boards. The Fly RRF 36. There you go. I'm hoping that they make a Stealth Burner version of that. They mentioned that they were working on it. I would like to use it on my V2 that has Reprap firmware. Would the RPi CAN sticks I have work? They need that CAN FD. Now the specifics, or if there's an alternative that works as well, I'm not versed enough in it to be able to say, but they need that extra chip that the RP 2040 and that stuff natively don't have. It's the Apple and Android thing. Why does the iPhone camera work better inside of the apps? Because there's one API for all the iPhones instead of one API per phone. Although with Reprap firmware, there's more and more outside of the Duet electronics that is supported and working. Right? Oops, let's put this over here. Okay, heat shrink. Unofficially though, and then you get the messy bit of who is documenting it. Yes, true. Just don't go Pi with the Duet way. That version of it is always behind and more buggy than the standalone builds. I have not tried the Pi as the Pi setup for Duet. You know what? I keep this black wire here. I don't feel like I tinned it well enough. Maybe I can't see it as well. See you, John. Run both ways. Last two versions with SBC have been a lot better. Well, they have the new one, right? What is it, 3.6 or 3.5 that's coming out right now? Does anyone remember the stream where did the CAD tutorial on printing skirts? That was Tridex part 1, about 15 minutes in. And if you look at the comments, someone did a timestamped link. Tridex part 1, almost exactly a year ago. Almost exactly a year ago now. Hey, Paul. See you, Sinew. Okay, heat shrink. And then we only have one more of these. Yeah, I think this'll look a lot cleaner doing it this way. Okay, so that was this one, which is just going straight down, and this is going to go all the way to, oh, what is it? Driver 0, which is right here. So that's going to go right here. I'm going to give myself a little bit extra. A little bit extra. And then one more, this one. Hey, Synapse. I would love to have time to go through all my streams and timestamp them for different things that are covered, but I just don't. There have been very helpful viewers who have gone through and made comments, linking helpful stuff, usually when they're probably doing a build and that's hugely appreciated. But I just can't, I can't get myself to make the time to do that. Okay. So now this one is rotating the same way. Which way is it? I think it's that way. Yeah. Extruder building. Hey, Pex Peppers. We are extending stepper wires. Hey, Dutch dude. $52 to go. Nice. So 10,000 subscribers. I had intended, and many of you who've been around at least a year, I had hoped to do a little celebratory stream at 5,000. That was right before Murph or Earth last year, and I never got to it. This year we are. So sometime in November, we're going to do a celebratory stream on in honor of 10,000 subscribers, because I think that's a more worthy accomplishment than 5 anyway. So I got a few folks who've already lined up to be a part of that. So it ought to be a good time. So I watched it back, never been to the idea to get, yeah. Hey, Derek. It's great seeing you at Earth. Amazing how fast you and Mandit got that trident done. I never did find that silver. Oh, darn it. Sorry about that. Maybe next one. See lots of soldering going there. We're just extending stepper wires instead of adding connectors. Is it common to have constantly retighten the 50mm stealth burner screws after about 10 to 20 hours printing? No, it shouldn't be. Collie, thanks for being a member. I will be at Smurf. I'll tin these first. All the object detection, voice detection improvements in AI, maybe YouTube will be searchable in the future. That would be neat. Pex Peppers. I know you were on board when we were doing 5. If you're on board for 10, I'm absolutely game. So, whoops, scrolled up. I will be at Rocky Mountain. We'll bring a Sharpie. There we go. I will be there. I'm driving there, so I will have printers with me. All aboard. Awesome. I'm in the process of installing Chaotic Tap with Mellow Fly CAN bus board in my 2.4. Chaotic Tap with Mellow Fly CAN bus. No, should be straightforward. Any of the new ones should have the updated rail. I don't know if anybody saw, they did announce a V2 of that thing, of the tap. It is, I wouldn't say it's significantly different. I wouldn't, if I had a V1, I wouldn't be swapping it out for the V2 unless you needed the 24 volt compatibility on the sensor, on the end stop. I have a V2. So. Nanofa, thank you for becoming a member. I'm processing. Hey, Daniel. See you at Rocky Mountain. Yep. Bowden setup and not mini clockwork. Because I have 4 V0s and 3 of them have mini stealth burners, and this one was originally a V0.0, which was Bowden, so I figured I'd just leave it Bowden. No reason other than that. And Heart K has a cool little Bowden tool head board that I'm trying out. So, oops. What time is the giveaway? We are 50 minutes away from the giveaway. I'll wait for the Leviathan. Definitely installing that on the Merc the moment it gets out there. Leviathan's a good board. I have it installed in 2 printers. When it is officially released, we will be doing an install on stream, and I'll show off a development version of it, a very early development version of it that'll be fun to see. But I'll save that for that stream. How are we on? Hey, Max. Put a full-size hammer on that. Yeah, no, thank you for the gifted memberships. Leviathan is the new LDO controller board. Yep. It has built-in 2209 and 5160 drivers with 48 volt support on the 5160s. It has a spot on the board to install the Raspberry Pi, and or equivalent. As long as it has the bolt pattern, it'll work. Has a lot of design and a healthy amount of testing behind it. This is a long time in development. They wanted to get it right. So, okay. That is the last of that soldering. Today I learned that scraping the textured PEI coating off your build plate causes your nozzle to get slightly damaged. Ooh. 15 minutes from a good way, still need more. We need more likes to hit 300, yep. I'll grab the Leviathan when it drops. Going to do a config for an SKR Pico for the Minion. Oh. Designed by Voron, but produced by LDO. It was designed in conjunction with feedback from Voron. It was designed by a person who was on the team, along with LDO, yes. There's a lot of LDO development in there as well as the other. Okay, last heat shrink. Oops. Would you call this the successor to the Taco Raven? Not really, because that was an add-on board to the SKR 1.3s. Hey, Zarp. It's not cheap, but good value when you consider the installed drivers. Had to pre-order the Magneto. Got to play with the linear motors for that price point. Okay, so now this I'm just going to tuck up into the extrusion up here so it's completely hidden. Then it's going to come down here and come down here. It's got to hit one of those. So I'm going to cut this about here. Okay. Now we can place some of these. Are you going to do the firmware configuration the hard way, or are you going to use... I'm going to use the new configuration wizard. The new one. Had to pre-order the Magneto. Got to play with the linear motors for that price point. So the Magneto looks really cool. It is a... I figure that's really the first, or it's been a long time since we've had something that's actually different in the space. I thought it was really cool that P-Poly? They said it's people and polymer. So would that just be P-Poly is how they pronounce it? I thought the origin story there was really neat. I know when I walked up to Mark, the owner, and chatting, he recognized me and had watched some of my videos, and especially the collaboration stream with Daniel. So Taco Raven was not add-on? Oh, I'm getting my boards mixed up in the middle of stream here then. What was the add-on board called? Are you going to do the firmware you're mistaking it for some nacho hat. Thank you. Got it. I gotta catch up. People don't realize how much work goes into stuff for dev work. Yeah. To build already a 2.4, I tried in a V0. Have several things in mind. Convert the artillery to switchwire, Micron, another V0.2. Where would you go, team? Micron's a nice build. If you already have a V0. Stephen, everyone just got online. Hey, Kinga. Wanted to say sorry. Thank you. fully enclosed ABS printing, what speed do you run the part cooling fan at? I'm seeing a ton of warping and heat creep. Printing at 240 and went all the way down to 210. Really? Oh, I don't know about this co-extruded ABS filament, what you should run. I do all of my ABS at a basically 250, and I run all the way up to 50 or 60% fan, depending on what I'm printing. PO Poly, we did repeat that a few times on Nero stream. Here's to another. Thanks, William. Thanks for being a member. Trying to catch up here. Anyway, that printer is clever. I mean, it's different. It's, it'll be interesting to see what it comes up with. I did pre-order it. Based on, I found out about it. I thought it was neat. I saw that it was a significant reduced price and that it was limited and that it was fully refundable. So I pulled the trigger on a whim. I have not 100% decided if I'm going to keep that order, but I think it would be neat to check out. The biggest problem is I don't know where I'm going to put it if I do. But I think it would be neat because I'm not going to do a review or anything like that. But it would be neat to be able to actually speak to it and talk about it. So I went ahead and did it. Ever had to deal with ABS that needs 80 and still slightly warps? No. Yeah, when you have a nice warm chamber, you can push the part cooling. I'm gonna go ahead and go with 3 of these. I don't know if I need that many, but I think it'll keep things a little cleaner back here. Store it at my house. I ordered the Magneto X with all the panels, so the top hat and the side panels, because I'm gonna need to print. If I'm gonna have it, it needs to be able to print ABS. So honest question, show of hands, how many here simply stopped using ABS altogether? Oh no, I use almost all ABS. Almost all, almost exclusively. Yeah, PF Dennis. Made my first part in CAD today. Awesome. Case for a fly pie. Neat. Any news on V24 by chance? No news. No news. It's no secret that I'm building one. But no news. Let's see. Did I actually get this correct? See if I can get the twist back in here. Eclipse, thanks for being a member. What is a warm chamber for ABS? I've only printed ABS once and measured 40-ish C towards the end of the print. Mine are usually bumping up without any special insulation. Mine are usually well into the 50s. And yeah, well into the 50s is where I'm usually at. Now that depends on where you're measuring it from. Mine's usually measured right at the cable or the chain, the X chain near the tool head, but outside the tool head. Okay, so that is twisted reasonably well. This one, don't need it to be that much yet. Tuck this up here, and then giving myself enough service loops on things to have enough. Make sure I can hide everything and that. And I will have to redo these zip ties, so. Any upcoming streams on ERCF? Someone commented on my ERCF streams today that there's been quite a bit of updates in that realm. I need to revisit it. I need to revisit a lot of printers, and that's going to be my my content once builds start to dry up. I was sorting through my stash and I realized I went over the tipping point of having more ABS ASA than PETG PLA. Get about to 40C on my enclosed ender wire. What can I do to bump that up? Insulation, make sure your gaps are sealed. That kind of stuff. I need my label maker. I need my label maker. Where did I put it? There it is. I need to label these wires. I print PLA for stuff like Gridfinity organizers and knickknacks for friends. Yeah, there's the occasional PLA. I've done some PETG on blaster stuff lately. Okay. We've got B and A and extruder. So let's just label them B and A and E. Bay. Did you check out the massive fold-up Delta printers? I did not get a chance to get over there, Tommy. I saw it, but I didn't get a chance to talk to them. Did you experience any prickles in your fingers from the glass? I did not. I've heard about that. Some people have a sensitivity to it. I didn't have any. Anything else I need to label while I'm here? There's going to be stuff, but I'm just going to get this done. Mark mentioned that PO Poly will contribute to Orca Slicer with AI detection. Be interesting to see what that will be. That was another contributing factor, and we'll see how it actually plays out. But it seems like Mark and PO Poly are doing things right as far as open source Clipper, contributing to the projects. So I wanted to support that. I avoided ABS for the first 3 years of my 3D printing life, but learned to print with it recently to build a Trident. I much prefer the feel and properties of it over PETG. Yeah, for sure. And you don't have to dry it as much. What label printers are people using? This one's technically discontinued, but it is a, let's see, there we are, PT-D600. And then I use generic heat shrink labels. I need to be right back because my batteries are dead. So I need to go grab the power adapter for it. So I will put you in the capable hands of Dancing Max, and I'll be right back. And Dutch Dude, I did order all the enclosure stuff for it, because if I can't print ABS on it, then I'm not too interested in it. I'll be right back. Okay, I'm back. Other heat shrink label printer I picked up, bought it used off eBay. There's a lot of them that'll do it. I just don't know which ones. Bill Brothers was here earlier. He is assisting someone with another build, I believe. Have you a reference for your heat shrink tubing? I don't think it has a brand. I just ordered the TZE compatible stuff off of, shoot, where can I plug this in? TZE compatible stuff off of Amazon. It's generic, it's not official. There we go. Oh, okay, print. Oh, Derek. there he is. He is watching. Okay. So BAE. Did we hit 300? We're almost there. Get all these labeled before I lose track of which one is what. The only problem with these is I just printed that, and that's the waste for that. There's quite a bit of waste, so you want to chain as many things as you can. Hey, Rushmere. Okay, that aside. And this one is the A. Yes, the waste can be used as heat shrink. I've got my little thing here, and if you notice, there's some white, quite a bit of white pieces in there. That's all offcuts that I'll grab. I often grab out of here and use the offcuts for regular. And it's really great because if you're trying to mark the ends of your wires, you have all black, for instance, and you want to label the ends, grab a piece of white heat shrink it onto the wire, and then use a Sharpie to color it. And you can have any number of colors labeling your wires. If you're trying to do like an all black wire theme and you want to keep track of the other end just by wire color, you can put a heat shrink on there and then color it with a Sharpie, or you can use like but you only have a limited number of colors you can get with colored heat shrink. But that's a great use of the white ones. Okay, that is this one, so that's A. What is this? What's EU? Show. All they have is EU. Smallest margin of mine is still about an inch. I think more commercial ones have less waste. And also, I think if you could get one with a manual, some of them have a manual cutter. That would be better too, because sometimes this will end and it won't cut it. I don't know what the criteria is on that, but it won't cut it, so I have to feed and cut. But if I had a manual cutter, I wouldn't waste that much. I had a ton of colored heat shrink just so I could do all black wires later. The Sharpie thing really works well. Okay, so this is B. PF Dennis, thank you. That's a big thank you. Heat shrink labels are only available in such small diameters. There's 5.8 millimeter and 8.8 is what I've bought. I believe there's another size up from that. That seems to cover pretty much what I use. Okay, so let's shrink those down. Okay. 11.8 also? Okay. I'd love to see another ERCF stream. Mine is 90% built. Just waiting for my second Trident to get finished. I gotta admit, it will not be soon. Realistically, it might be closer to like the 2-year anniversary of me doing that build series, which would mean late winter, late spring time frame. As I have things already lined up. This to just kind of wrap around like that. I can redo this, but I just want to get a general, I want enough wire here so that's not pulling on that. Just like that is going to be pretty good. I don't mind the wires not being totally hidden. Just wrap this around. Over here waiting on switch wire too. I would like to, I've got ideas. I know other people have ideas. It's just putting them all together, and it's all about, I mean, in a volunteer group, it's all about time and motivation. Cut my zip ties. Will. I'm patient. All the other ones have been cut. Is that better? Double-sided Velcro for wire management. And then the tool head wiring will come down here, dart over, and then come down this same path, which, I mean, it's all going into here on this side anyway. So these are going to go here. They'll get zip tied to each other and then plug into the board. So let's start with the extruder one, I guess. It's gonna go there. I wonder if I want to probably do one of these anchors. Oops, right there. I want to do a solid fork revisit because I don't feel like that one was 100% at the end. I want to do a ERCF revisit. Same reason. I don't feel it was 100%. Right in there. These are going to go there. So now E. So what is it? Probably B, A, Z, E. So if that goes there, I don't want too much extra, but probably about there. So I should have buffers taken care of because I have the rep box and I have the little rewinders from him. I just need to, I haven't tried them, but that's probably what I'd be checking out first for that. I do have a MMU3 on order for my Mark IV because I bought the upgrade kit and it was relatively cheap to upgrade to the MMU3. I don't know when that'll be here, but I wanted to try it. Let's go a little more on these. I'm printing what I think is all the parts needed to build it. Okay, for the stepper wiring, I'm gonna just follow the colors that are here. It matches my wires, so red, blue, green, black. I'll do that and follow that order. I've got a year-old ERCF kit sitting here. I just haven't gotten to it yet. Mine will probably be a complete rebuild, but I need to look at what is different in the new stuff. They'll probably still go on the switch wire. Maybe. Okay, pins. There's enough spare parts for a Rook or a Legacy. You saw the white Legacy at Murph. Dave is doing a great job on that. Wasn't community ready, it was rushed out. Where's the 4-pin? There's 4-pin. There's one. Okay, so this is going right here. This is going to be from that way. It's red, blue, green, black. So the pins get crimped on this way. So let's start on this side, black. Pro tip, check your motors for coil because I followed the color and I killed a stepper on a duet before. You shouldn't kill a stepper. You just have to switch them. This is following the same order and the pairs. I think it's going to be fine. We can probably check this. So we should have blue and red should be, what is this? Extruder. So we need to check one of these other ones as our check here. So I can't easily move the extruder. Let's blue and red. Blue and red should be a pair, right? Yep. Blue and red should be a pair. If this works, then blue and red should slow down the... So if I'm moving this here, and if I short these out, that should be significantly harder. Yep. Yep. So blue and red are a pair. So thank you. That is a good... So what happened is the documentation here says that B and the color they happen to choose to label this, blue and red should be a pair. On the stepper, I do have a blue and red wire. I shorted those out and there is a significant increase in effort to move the gantry. So that proves that that is a pair. So I can continue following the duet color code here. 19 more. We have 20 minutes. Well, we have 19 minutes and 19 likes needed. Any serif CAN bus controller from Melos, that should mesh well. Yeah. Miswired steppers has resulted in some nasty chunky motion for me, but never managed. Yeah, agreed. I've had definite instances where things weren't wired right, but I've never killed anything. Okay. Here and here. And we can start crimping the extruder. And black, green. Green, blue, red. And red. By pair, you mean positive and negative sides of the same pole. Well, it's the coils. The coils in the stepper are paired up. Found stepper online steppers have been different than the two E3D extruder motors I have. 6 more. Okay, so this is going, so red is closest to there. Yep. So red, blue. So red, blue, green, black. And then just make sure. Red, blue. Yep. Okay. Just using a pointy thing, in this case my tweezers, to make sure that I have hit, all of those are in. So now I'm going to do a little extra twisty twist. Move this to the end. Go right there. And that's going to go right there. Yeah, that works. Oh, where are we at? Oh, we're over 300. Awesome. Someone just unliked it. We are there. Okay, so let's go. It's there. So A is usually the Y position. So I'm going to go right there. Okay. Ah. Okay. What JST are used for stepper motors? So for steppers that have a connector at the stepper, that's usually a JST-PH. And in a lot of cases, that's paired with the board side is JST-XH. In this case, board size, we're using Molex KK, which is what Duet likes. Just get all of these out right now. There we are. Hey, Shadell. 6-pin JST-PH. Yeah, so it's PH for the stepper side most of the time. I've seen some steppers that are weird, but when they have a connector like this connector is a 6-pin JST-PH. Okay, same thing. Rinse and repeat. Oop, why didn't, oh. Yeah, that's the one I was working on. Okay, so black. Green. Blue. Typically 6 PH pin on motor and 4-pin XH on board. Yep. What is triple decky? What is triple decky? I have no idea. Now green, black, red, blue. Yep. Permanently etched. It's like if you ever do like network, making your own network cables, that I guess I can't say it's permanently etched, but if I looked at it once, it'd be right back in my head, because I kind of sing it, or a kind of a cadence. Orange stripe, orange, green stripe, green, brown stripe, brown, whatever. And that's wrong, I know, but hey, Kilroy. Okay, so same thing this way, and red. So red, yep. Red, blue, blue, green, and black. I've made my share, but never for a living. Okay, and then again, try to make sure it's fully, you're 100% right. I have the B standard song stuck in my head now. Yep. It's a better filament block design. There's also springy top hat. White, orange, orange, white, blue, green, white, green, blue, white, brown, brown. Yep, there it is. Okay, so that's going to go there, and A can go there. Make sure that, and these are going to go there. That looks pretty good to me. I haven't figured out how I'm going to do, oops, and that that was not clipped into place. I thought those were all clipped into place. They were not. That would have been fun troubleshooting later. Why did those not clip in? Oh, I see. Now they're clipped in. There we go. Did I get all those? Yep. Okay. Yeah, that's clean. Ah, oops, I should have shown that. There you go, Rod. I forgot I have to get my net cards. It's most of what I deal with is fiber. Yeah. Okay. And last one. And is that where I want to go with that one? One can go just a little bit off of that. Not much. Maybe a little bit more. Fun to identify pairs in a 900 pair cable, I bet. How are we doing? We've got 7 more minutes till giveaway time. Whack. Green. And connector. Red. Blue. Green. Black. Heard all of those click. Yep. How did that happen? Almost forgot to like. How did you forget, almost forget that, Dave? Why the controller board switch? Because I wanted to do something different from my other V0s. And Duet supplied the board. Not for this project, but they supplied it, and I decided to use it for this project. And I have 4 V0s. And this will be the Reprap Firmware one with bowden. And the same reason on the bowden decision. Just gonna tie those right there. Flip that around to be a little more visible. Because I can, exactly. And I'm out of zip ties. Where'd I put the others? Not out of zip ties. Out of zip ties that were immediately handy. These little tiny zip ties, I get about 1 out of every 7 or 8 that just break as soon as I try to tighten them down or move them. There, that's pretty clean. And I may come over to the side and do a separate little anchor for all the other tool head wires to go in. But yeah, let's see. Yep, and those will sit right underneath the deck plate, the bottom panel. The bottom panel that will absolutely be on this printer, but I haven't made it yet. Loaded yesterday, 1 V0 and Prusa on my rat rig. I think I can print 4. Zip ties can be printed, certain designs of them. Thought you were doing A, B, Z, E. You have it B, A. This is A. Oh, well, sorry. It's X. It's X, which is B. So B, Y, B, A, X, Y, Z, E. I may have misspoke, but typically it's B in the X spot, A in the Y spot, and then Z and E. As much as a door panel on my Trident, I've been using a garbage bag for months. What else? Okay. Where are we at? We are 1 minute from giveaway time, so that's a good stretch time. No longer see her. Yeah. Thank you, Colin. Today's the first day my 2 girls went to sleep close to each other. For the last 2 weeks, they started fights each time they got close. Oops. So yeah, sorry to report, Zart, but that's the story. And I've got a little bot there, so I don't have to repeat it over and over. And it's worked really well. I've been thankful. I've been thankful that Nightbot decided to start working. So. Yeah, so giveaway time. Let me see what we have for entries. We have entries, so I'm gonna do the typical. We're gonna close it in a very generous 3 seconds. So if you haven't entered, this is Polymaker Filament. Link is in the pinned post or the description. Give you a couple of seconds to get in there and start filling it out. Make sure what you enter matches your name that shows up when you type in chat. I keep forgetting to implement the double check feature I wanted to, which is simply pick a number and put it in place. I like that idea. I don't remember who came up with it, but at some point you're gonna have to put in a number. It doesn't matter what it is, but if you win, then you just have to say what number that was. And that will be plenty of verification for this. So I'm cleaning up some of my wire remnants here. Okay, so in 3 seconds of no new entries, I'm going to close it. So 3, 2.5, and 2. And, oh, there's 1. 3, 2. See how many people are trying to get in at the last second. No, there's 1. 3, 2, 1.5, 1 1/4. Okay, and done. It's closed. So, well, that's true, but you'd still have to guess. And maybe someone has a lucky guess. I don't know. But let me get this exported. Thanks, John. And thanks, Kittrell. Okay, so Derek, you were the very first entry. Who slipped in at the end? Joseph. I see some regulars that were waiting. Okay, let's go here. We have got a new wheel. Oh, what is going on? Let me refresh. Oh, well, that's fun. Wheel background, upload an image, and let's go here, and okay, there we are. Let's delete these names, and close the ad, and paste the list. How long till it's pushing plastic, do you think? Probably a couple more streams at least. So, hey Scott, the bots mess up something? Okay, so I liked the suggestion before. We are going to shuffle this somewhere between 1 and 16. Charlie was 16 years old. So, let's do a number between 1 and 16. Thanks, Alfonsito. Yes, we will do 16. Good job, everyone. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, and spin. So good luck. Roll a Polymaker filament. You'll get an email from me sometime in the next several days. Gerald, congratulations. You have won a roll of Polymaker filament if you are here and you can respond in the next 2 minutes in chat. Gerald, congratulations. Thanks, OSDK. Are you here, Gerald? Gerald. You have just under 2 minutes to respond in chat. Must be present to win. That's my compromise. I do the spins at the same time every stream, but I want you to be here. I thought about it, Ken. I did. I didn't know how much I wanted to. It may make a return in time. It may make a return. Let's put it that way. Gerald. Let's see. Have they said anything? I haven't seen it. You have 1 minute. What's your pressure advance like on a Bowden system? The only Bowden system I've ran is on the switch wire. Oh no, I did on the Legacy. I don't remember what the values were. I don't remember. I'd have to look at old configs. Gerald is in danger of being in the Polar Ted Club. That is true. Let me see here. Oh, I don't even have that. Okay. You have 20 seconds. $20 seconds. Lost my cat 5 years ago. I've since got another. I'm still not over it. Yeah. It will probably similar. Now we will end up with new another pet. That is done. So 2 minutes is over. Sorry, Gerald, you are now a new member of the Polymaker Club. I'm not going to remove the name because if you happen to come back and get drawn again, then so be it. We are going to do an easy because my brain's fried. Number between 1 and 10. Let's do a number between 1 and 10 to reshuffle this. It was cool that both winners at Earth were present. Yep. I should keep a record of the Polar Ted Club members. Are you keeping a record, Polar Ted? Okay, what do we have here? Let's do 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And spin. Who is the next member of the Polar Ted Club? I hope not. Polar Ted. Polar Ted Club. Travis. Travis, I have seen you chat. I have seen you in chat. Are you here? You have 2 minutes. Travis. Travis Bulk. Has that name been drawn before? I bet you that name has been drawn before. Travis, are you here? You have 1 minute and 45 seconds. Congratulations. I need to do some searching because I bet you that name's been drawn before. Travis. Got 1 minute and 25 seconds. Oh. Travis, Travis, Travis. Are you here? It's an unusual name. Yeah, I remember trying to pronounce the last name. So, are we gonna have 2 inductees? I won't say anything this next time. You sound shattered. Long weekend. Well, I mean, it'll be a long October. October is a busy month. We might have two inductees into the Polar Ted Club. We got 30 seconds. 30 seconds. $20 seconds. We're gonna let the time go out. We give all the fair time. PT inductee. 7, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Keeping busy is good when I'm, yeah. Okay, two inductees into the Polar Ted Club. Let's go 0 to 5 or 1 to 5. 1 to 5. I should make a special roll. The W. I basically a blow dryer and a little bit of oil. Just some generic beard oil. Let's go the easy 3. 1, 2, 3, go. Okay, who do we got? Third inductee into the Polar Ted Club. Jake B. Are you here? You got 2 minutes to say something. Jake B. Congratulations. Are you here? We've seen them chatting. Are they taggable? Doesn't really matter. We've proven that doesn't really matter. Jake B. There you are. Not getting a third. Congratulations, Jake. You will get an email from me. Let me confirm. I got something that looks like a correct email address. Jake B. Oh, you were the 4th from last entry. That happened last time too. Last stream, the winner was in the last half a dozen. Now, don't take that to mean that you'll wait until I'm counting the 3 to enter, but you were the 4th from last entry. Good job. Congratulations. I mean, I'm going to get myself caught in, we're going to have a stream where I'm going to be counting the 3 for half an hour. I know. Okay, let's move on. I want to make some progress on the tool head. So we are basically, let's see if we can get a little better view here of where we're at. Don't say it. Don't say what? Congratulations, Jake B. I said that. You won the last stream. And you got an email finally, because it took me way too long to get that email to you. I'm sorry. But I got it to you. Next week we'll all wait until it counts. Okay, so here's where we're at. And that is... Oops, timer. Stop. I'm pretty pleased with that. That's a lot cleaner than what we ended up with last stream. I'm really happy with moving these wires over here. That freed all of this up. If I do want to put something to control the NeoPixels, I have room. Oh, unpin. Let me go up here. Thank you for the reminder. Unpinned. And let me remove it from the description too. Save that. There we go. And Leo the human, he was giving them, oh, where is that? Oh, there you are. Leo, you will be at OC Maker Faire, right? Find me, I'll have pins. Anybody who's going to OC Maker Faire, I will have Charlie pins. So people who register later have less time to leave before the giveaway. This is true. Okay. Yes, this is turning out well. The back of the printer looks good and nice and clean. We will have all the wiring coming down this side because that's where the controller side is. Now we have, you gave me one at ERF. Awesome. I'll be at, oh, okay. I'll see you there then, Leo. I'll see you. I will have pins at Mare Island Maker Faire on the 14th as well. See you, Andres. Oh, missing OC this year? Yeah, so be sure to catch me. Feel free to tag me. I monitor Discord pretty much all the time. I don't always respond all the time because whatever. I read something and then intend to respond to it later. But when you're there, tag me to find me. Daughter very much likes her Charlie pin. Awesome. That's touching. Thank you. Okay, so the next thing is I'm going to go ahead and cut the belts because I'm happy with the way the gantry's moving. Everything's moving smooth. Belt tension feels good. So let's do it. Okay, so belts are cut. One way or another, it's done. Wait. Okay, let's get off the... So is that a funny wait or... Why is the build plate set forward on the V0.2S1 with the aluminum bed frame? On mine, I have it set that way, but my print head is off in the Y-axis because of it. Off the top of my head, I can't remember exactly which way it's supposed to be. but it's based on the offset between mini afterburner and mini stealth burner of where the nozzle ends up. I think you want to move the plate forward on mini stealth burner, back on mini afterburner. But someone might be able to confirm that. You doing any IDEX or tool changer streams upcoming? Nothing planned. Nothing in the plans. And even the ERCF is something I want to do. It's not even on my radar of prepping for it yet. Right now, my prepping radar is Rook. That's the one that's going to take all my prep time. Like I said, nothing planned. Have you checked out Spoolman yet? Mainsail just added support. What is that? Is it a filament manager? I haven't heard of it. Do you have registration pins on this machine? If you do, what are your thoughts? Thinking of doing some. Okay, so that's a good question. Maybe an overhead view is going to be better. Yes. So this is the Mandela Roseworks mag bed. This is a relatively early one. The way these come, they have 2 registration pins in the front, which I have no idea why. It seems like a weird spot to put them. I don't remember if I've actually asked Wade why, but I do remember suggesting that they be moved because it seems kind of weird. You put this on here and then you pull it forward. I don't use the front one. I use the side one, and then I drilled 2 new holes in the back. I made a little jig. Of course I did. And marked the holes and drilled and tapped 2 new holes in the back. So now I can set this on here to the back and get it close on the side, and then I can just kind of shift it into place. So that's what I did for... That's what I do on any of these Mandela beds. I like these beds. I kind of, V0 is not too bad to just put a plate on and get it lined up. But I do like the registration marks. Do you prefer printers for ants or just normal regular sizes? I like the printers for ants. I like small printers. But I have a partialness to the main Voron builds too, for obvious reasons. Okay, so toolhead. Let's start pulling out parts for this. Now, I'm on the fence on whether I like this next part or not. The problem I was running into is on the tool head, when you start putting things, where's the fan? Here. When you start putting things behind light colored filament, you start getting this shadow that shows up. The dark fan behind it starts showing through. So I decided to try this. I'm not sold. What do you guys think? A little bit of dark spot on the front, or the filament swap with admittedly some pretty good Hilbert curve action. Yeah. All blue. Yeah. Now, the question is, did I print? Ooh, I might have. Is that the correct one? Yeah. Okay. I do have one because there were some changes. I hope so. There were some changes to the thing. Okay. We'll use this one then. I'm not sold on the black layer either. So I look shocked. I would say hex pattern on different color looks better, but for now, solid color. The black one makes it look too much like a face. What blue is this? This is Polymaker light blue. And then it's the Polymaker not so dark gray. Galaxy not so dark gray. Thank you, Marcel. Now I've seen the O face. Okay, so we'll work on this one. So I've got a hot end fan. These are the original V0.0 fans that I'm reusing for this. So part cooling fans. Oh, it's hitting the magnet there. Same with that one. Here, dunk, there. Oh. Put a little Steve Build sticker on the fan center. I should do a little. That might be a good idea. Little tiny stickers. Add some small black hex over the thin area. We'll blend it out. Yeah, I can play with that, something like that later. Let's see what this all looks like once it's together. So anyway, collecting parts. So let's put that there. We got fans. I'll stack them and put them. We've got the Revo. We've got a blue heatsink Revo. And then we have a Part K Bowden tool head board. Just going to go right in there like that. A bag of googly eyes just for tool heads. That's perfect. Okay, so that's going to go there. This is going to go there. I guess we can start putting things like this in. Okay. 2, 3, 4. Oh. I need to figure out PTFE length on this. Oh, that's right. It goes all the way from the top. You don't use a separate piece. You run the bowden all the way into the throat. At least that's what Part K suggested. So we'll go with it. Blue heatsink is an LDO spec. Yes, this is an LDO version. When they first started doing this was actually, where was it? It was one of the shows. It might have been ERF last year when I got this. It's been waiting for this build. The silver one, or space gray one, went into my space gray Trident, and the other space gray one went into the space gray V0. So I figured the blue one would go into this blue V0. I just ordered a spool of the Polymaker Starlight Neptune PLA. Awesome. Did you use my affiliate link? Okay, so this guy, we've got some channels here for fans. So let's see how some of this goes. I think this can go like in here like this. It goes right in, and then this is going to go. Curious if googly eyes in the tool head would affect input shaper. Wonder if it would affect it in the, not necessarily in the actual results or the application of it, but I wonder if it would impact the test. Okay, so that's going to go basically in there. I'm gonna hold that down, and then I'm going to grab this one. Actually, it doesn't matter. That's going to go like that. Snaps into there. I've got 2 wires coming out here, and then this one. Thanks, Nappin. Steve Sciences. Have a Polymaker a try. Color's looking great. Guess you need to A/B test with and without googlies to find out. Oh, those fans are like USB-A connectors. Yeah, you have to keep swapping until you get it. Does this go? This has to go this way. So let's flip. There we go. Flip this around. And that should go in there like that, right? Well, that doesn't seem like it's right because it's not flush there, and I think it should be. Ooh, my fan is a little thicker. My fan is a bit thicker than it should be, I think. That might be a problem. There's a lip right there that I don't think should be there. Let's see if I can measure that. My other calipers are in the other garage, so I'll use the big boys. That's 0.8 millimeters. Somewhere between 0.8. Let's see if I can do it this way and get a little better feed on it, feel on it. Yeah, that's a significant gap. I may have a problem here that might keep me from going forward today. So I'm renting a room and can realistically only be able to do one more printer in my area. Trident 250 or VZBot 235. Give me some thoughts. Well, my biased opinion is Trident 250. However, if you're doing this for the sake of a build experience, I think the VZBot is a great choice. Being a competent, skilled builder, then that is a definitely something different. And I like to build things that are different than what I already have. So. Okay, I don't know what I'm gonna do here. I don't know if I need to swap fans or what is causing this. Does anybody know what, well, I guess we can look at the CAD. Let's look at the CAD. Let's pull these fans out and see if we can figure out why this isn't fitting. I may need to just get a different fan. This is, well, it's only 10.13. Let's try this. If I put that, oh, that's a gap there anyway. Maybe it's not a problem. Even without the fan in there, there's a ledge here. Maybe, oh, never mind. I'm dumb. I'm not dumb, but I figured out what I'm doing what I was, bad assumption. This is fine. Let me put this back in and I'll explain it here in a moment. I'll explain it. I figured it out, I think. Okay, so this goes in here. And it does, so thanks for the suggestion. It does appear to line up. But there's an extra ledge there because this guy goes in here. Yeah. Yep. It's the PCB still has to go in here. That's what's actually causing. Now it gets a lot more flush to that. You have an affiliate link for Out of Darts or one of the other sites for when I buy my slab? No, and I don't believe they do affiliate links. So like I said during the builds of those, it's a great idea to go with one of the either Silver Fox Industries or Out of Darts because they actually support, and other companies. Fabrico sells kits now, but they buy them from one of those places, so the designer still gets supported. Okay, so that goes in there like that. So now let's start looking at connectors for these, and I think these are all PHs. So this one is the hot end fan, so that's this guy, I think. Nope, that's the longer one. Okay, hot end fan is the longer one. Just get these in here and keep them in there. Okay, so that one is the hot end fan. I think I need to grab my JSTPH kit. So I'm not a fan of Bowdens, but I almost always want one of those just to use that board that Heartkay designed. Yep, that's the determining factor on if this wasn't here, if this wasn't an option, if Heartkay didn't send me this and say, hey, I've got this board, do you want to try it? I wouldn't have gone Bowden on this. If I was doing all my own wiring and up to the tool head, I would have done a direct drive extruder. This pushed me over the edge to go ahead and do Bowden on this one. I will be right back. Dancing Max again. It won't take me long. I know where they are. Okay. The VZBot does not have a tool headboard. Nope. Okay, so we got that. And is this the right one? This one. I think I'm gonna wire up the fan connectors and call it a stream because my stomach is rumbling, and I didn't get a lot of sleep last night, but I was up early enough this morning that I went for the first run in like almost a year, so it felt good. I ran 2 miles, so Okay. Oops. That's camera up here keeps shifting. Okay, so this one, I still want to leave some length here, but then I'll fold it back on itself to go into this pocket. So I'm gonna probably cut that right about there. How does one run? Trying to keep up with Taylor's stream last night. Oh, I mean, that for me, that's not super late. I mean, he was done at like 9:30 my time, or 10 or whatever. That's not super late. And I went to sleep shortly after that. I just woke up for some reason at 2:30 this morning and was awake. Only run when chased. I was looking it up. I used to run a lot. And when I say a lot, I looked it up. My longest or my most miles in a month was October of 2019. And I ran 225 miles that month. How to run. Step 1, buy a Wii. Press buttons very fast. Okay. Let's see here. Teeny tiny JSTPHs. And we got to figure out what the polarity is on these things. Don't know what the polarity is. I don't know what the polarity is. I might have to do some looking up. I don't want to assume. I don't know which is which. 225, that's a no for me. I started cycling recently, got a weekend, then went on a work trip and got COVID. And now I'm a week and a half in and I'm out of breath. Oh yeah, not fun. Okay, let's make an attempt at finding. So it's Heart K1213 GitHub. Oops, that'll be close enough. Go here. Having a newborn in my late 40s is a whole new level of sleep deprivation. I bet. I can't even imagine. How does it get broken out to the main board? That's what I'm trying to figure out is where's the wiring diagram for this thing? Because it's not labeled on the board. Well, I can probably beep it out or whatever. Let's see. Repositories. Bowden toolhead. Let's see what's here. What is this? Bowden toolhead fix. What is this? The official release. You can find, this looks like a copy. Oh, this is, here, let's see. Hardware. What's BFI? Oh, that's the, I don't see a piece here. Maybe it's in, not in Bowden. Let's go to Voron hardware. Does he have a Voron hardware? V0 umbilical afterburner toolhead. I don't see the documentation for it. So I think it's probably a good time to call it then, because I need some documentation on this, and this is really the logical next step in the build. So we've been here for almost 4 hours. I think that's a good stream. So the upcoming plans, so just to go over it again, is this next Saturday I'll be at Mare Island Maker Fair, which is the 14th. If you're going to be out there, then be sure to find me. I'm only going out that one day. Just gonna go check it out. But I will be streaming that Sunday, and we'll be back at this build that Sunday. The following weekend, I will not be streaming because I'll be at Orange County Maker Faire. So once again, if you can get out there, find me. So thanks, Danny. I'm glad to have shared Charlie. Very glad. Even getting to this point, I'm still glad to have done that. So Orange County Maker Faire, I will not be streaming that Sunday because I'll be traveling back. And then we'll be on to the 28th. We'll do the Charlie Remembrance stream. And that'll be at Charlie's Angels. That'll be the member stream this month, but it's not going to be limited to members. It'll be public. It will be, if I can get it set up, it will be a charity stream since I qualify for that now. Thank you very much, hit 10,000 subscribers. Whew. And then that Sunday we'll do probably more of this from there. And then I'll be back. That'll pretty much be then normal streaming through November, and then I'll be at Smurf at the beginning, first weekend in December. So with that, huge thanks to everybody who donated memberships, became a member. Thanks to Polymaker for letting me give away another roll of filament. Thank you everybody for putting up with me at the beginning of the stream. So thank you, Staros. Yeah, we will see you next time. Have a good rest of your weekend. Bye.